Yeah, Ms. Pressley.
Thank you, Chairman Raskin, for convening today's hearing. Civil asset forfeiture laws have been weaponized by police and prosecutors and disproportionately targeted against Black and Brown communities for far too long. These policies amount to little more than legalized theft, and they are abused to increase police budgets and to dole out bonuses. Without reform, civil asset forfeiture laws will continue to exact hurt and harm at the expense of innocent people all across our country. And the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, the state I call home, is certainly no exception. In 2018, Massachusetts made $36 million in revenue from civil asset forfeitures because it had an extremely low standard for seizure. The state has little transparency on who it is taking money and property from, and even less accountability to ensure wrongful seizures are quickly returned. Ms. Harris, unfortunately, you know this all too well. We all appreciate your willingness to share your story on how your car, your only possession, during a time when you were living in a shelter, was seized by the police and impounded for 5 years. It breaks my heart to learn about the hardships and trauma that you experienced. At the same time, my heart swells at your resiliency and your ability, as Chairman Elijah Cummings so often said, to turn your pain into purpose. Ms. Harris, I want to give you an opportunity to share anything about your experience that you would like to add to your opening remarks, such as what was going through your mind in real time when this happened.
I was alone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, my voice gets small sometimes. And I just felt like I didn't have any resources. I didn't have any money, so nobody wanted to talk to me. And I just really thought that the car was just gone because I see it all the time in my community. This is not unusual. And everyone was just telling me that it's just a loss, just a loss. I was going through other things at the time, so I just moved on to what was next, and that was unemployment, find a place to live, those things were more important then. And it, like I said, I already had just said, okay, that's gone, because this is what happens all the time where I live at. It's not unusual, for that to happen.
And thank you for that. And if you can tell us, what did it mean to have your car returned to you after you had written it off as gone for more than 5 years? What was that moment like? And then in what ways did that change and improve your life?
Well, on a personal note, because my son, Travis, was murdered, being able to get that car back and to give it to his oldest daughter, who just graduated high school and started college, was tremendous. And it left a legacy for Travis, for his daughter, to have something by him for. So it was tremendous. It was uplifting. And it showed not only Kenai, his daughter, but in our community sometimes it's just like really hard to see that the law works for us. And for that to come back and to get that car, it let my granddaughters know that this system, we are included in the system, and it does work when people treat us fairly and work it. So
that's right. That's right.
So she was able to see that that the law does work when somebody puts in the effort to make it happen. So, and that was something that was big for us.
Thank you. Well, you're modeling the fact that the arc of justice, it has to be, we have to bend it. But I thank you so much for sharing your story. And although it is one that is based in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, the policy violence of civil forfeiture is nationwide, as evidenced by the testimony that we've heard here today. Professor Rulli, as the director of a law school clinic working on civil asset forfeiture, how does the loss of a home, a car, or even a few $100s affect the lives of your clients?
Thank you for that question. It's devastating. It is so painful. It really just renders it tears families apart. The thought of being put on the street. Most of our clients, their homes were all paid up. Many of them were of, elderly age and were facing difficult health problems. And to have this kind of pressure on them, the loss of their home or of their cars, which they needed for medical appointments, they needed for all kinds of things that were critical to their well-being, just was inflicting enormous pain. And to think that their own government was doing it to them when they had done nothing wrong.
That's right. And Professor, really to that point,
Yeah.
So this injustice that they experienced happened very quickly, but the process to have their belongings returned to them was much more slow. Could you just speak to that, just the challenges of navigating that process in order to have one's property returned?
Yes, it is, as you've heard today, it's a very complex process. It's a very lengthy process. The example that I gave of the piggy bank, for example, which was just $91 but was really important, took us 12 court appointments over more than a year just to get that money back for that child. The home forfeitures, on average, I would say, lasted about 3 years in the courts. So this, even though those who succeeded, this was weighing over their heads for that long period of time. And that really is terrible.
And just to get a sense of just how many people that we're talking about who experience this thievery, really, can you tell us roughly how many people whose property gets seized through asset forfeiture have actually committed any type of crime?
The gentlelady's time has expired, but you may answer that question.
Well, our experience was that overwhelmingly, actually, our clients were never accused or certainly not convicted of any crime at all. Really, there's so much taking based upon suspicion that's not proven in the courts.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Pressley, for your questioning. Mr. Davis, you're recognized for your 5 minutes now.